Hi there Booktube, it's Eleanor here, and I'm just making a very quick video to announce that Bookbuddyathon, the readathon that I started quite a few years ago and that I've run at least once a year for the last few years, is coming back in a bit of a changed form in December. Quite a few of you have asked recently, when's the next Bookbuddyathon? And I hadn't sort of laid down any plans because the Booktube arena is just awash with so many amazing readathons and one day reading things and all sorts going on with whizzy spreadsheets and games and so many interesting things. I just wasn't sure what I could have to offer that would be interesting, and I love Bookbuddyathon and I'm definitely going to try and run it at least once a year, but I hadn't sort of made any set plans when that was going to be. But when a couple of people recently asked me, I thought, okay, why not just low-key do Bookbuddyathon for myself? And then I thought, well, that's not really fair. So I am doing Bookbuddyathon for the whole month of December, and what we're doing this time is slightly different to usual. Rather than having the usual prompts, I've made a bingo board, and that bingo board will be on my Instagram, so you can download it from there, and I'll put it up here now for you to see. Let me move so that you can see it a bit better. So, as you can see, in the middle of the bingo board is the buddy read. That's the main thing that we always do for Bookbuddyathon. So for this, it's to find a buddy. And if you haven't done Bookbuddyathon, sorry, I should talk to the people that maybe don't even know what this is. It's a readathon basically that I started because the biggest thing about Booktube for me is making friends, and that is one of the biggest attractions for me to Booktube, is making friends, talking to people about books, talking to like-minded people, talking to people with totally different ideas on books, and just having those debates, having those interesting discussions, discovering new things you didn't know you liked. And I just really loved making those connections with people, and so I started Bookbuddyathon for that reason, because the Bookbuddyathon readathon is different to other readathons because you have to join up with a friend or a buddy. Now this can be someone who is also a booktuber if you're a booktuber. It could be someone in real life, it could be a parent, it could be a friend, it could be someone on Instagram, someone on Twitter, it can be anybody you want. And as always, I'll say now, use the comments down below in here to shout out if you need a buddy, and there have always been people joining up in the comments down below. So if you don't know who you might do it with, shout out in the comments down below. So I'm looking for a buddy, does anybody want a buddy with me? And I'm sure you'll have loads of offers. So I'm buddying this time with my lovely friend Tracey from Flamingo Reads, so make sure you check her channel out because she's lovely, and we're going to be buddies together, and she's helping me with the Bookbuddyathon. And as I say, it's going to be really low-key. So the main thing, even if you don't do any of the other squares on this bingo board, the main one is this central one, which is to buddy read a book. So you and your buddy pick a book you're going to read together, and you know, read a certain number of pages a day, talk about it on Voxer every day, read a chapter a day, talk about it on email or Voxer or Twitter or Goodreads. Do it however you want, but read the same book and talk about that book. So that is that prompt. The other prompts we've put on there hopefully are quite self-explanatory and quite fun. I certainly found way too many books on my shelf to fit the prompts. The first one is Christmas or winter in the title. Now I thought that might be quite difficult, but actually I found quite a few on my shelf with winter especially in the title, and some aren't even Christmassy type books. So Christmas or winter in the title. The next one is snow on the cover. So on your cover or on the back cover or somewhere on the outside of your book there needs to be snow. The next prompt is meant to read last Christmas. How many of us have said, oh, I meant to read that one last Christmas, it's been sat on my shelf for a whole year? Well, now is the time to pick that book up and finally get to it before the end of the year. The next prompt is red or green on the cover. Quite self-explanatory. Pick a red book, a green book, maybe one with a bit of both, but predominantly try and pick one with those colours in there. You can cheat and have it as a tiny speck on there, or your whole book could be red or green. I don't mind. Pick up a children's book. Children's books naturally lend themselves to both readathons because they're normally quicker reads, but also Christmas. So children's book, by what I mean by that is middle grade or even YA. you know, something aimed at children, and you can pick a Christmassy themed one or not. I think I'm probably going for a middle grade Christmassy themed one, but it's totally up to you. Just read a children's book. Next is to read a 2019 release. So pick a book that was out this year. One of those books maybe that was on your shelf that you bought instantly the moment it was released, and then it sat on your shelf festering. I have too many of those. So pick a 2019 release. The next one is gifted. Now you can do this how you want. It could be a book that you have been gifted by someone for Christmas, for birthdays, just because. It could be a book that you've gifted to yourself in celebration of passing an exam or the end of the year. I mean, we can all make up excuses to gift ourselves things. I've done that quite a lot. Or maybe you decide with your buddy to get into the Christmas spirit that you will have a budget of £5 or whatever, and you will send each other a book off your wish list, or a book that you think the other one will like, and then they have to read that as their gifted book. There's loads of ways of doing this one, and it's totally up to you how you do it. And the final prompt is to read a book with a family at the centre of the story. Read a book where family is the main idea. So again, this one might lend itself to a middle grade book. Generally there's quite a few families in there. Maybe they're adventuring with a family, they're adventuring to find a family, someone gets stolen from a family. I mean, loads of different choices. There's loads of adult books with family at the centre as well. And it doesn't have to be Christmassy. Maybe you decide to pick up Celeste Ng's Little Fires Everywhere, or her book Everything I Never Told You, or you pick up Pachinko, or you pick up any book that's got this sort of family at the central core of the story. So that is Bookbuddyathon Bingo. I'm going to be coming back to you soon. Maybe towards the end of the month with my TBR, once I've spoken to Tracy and we've worked out what we're going to buddy read. But I will also come back hopefully with some videos to let you know some ideas. What's on my shelf, what am I picking from, what could you pick, and yeah, let me know if you fancy taking part. I know there's going to be thousands of readathons in December, so you've just got to do whatever takes your fancy at the time. But me and Tracy will be doing Bookbuddyathon Bingo. There's 9 books to try and read if you want to complete it in the month of December, which is quite easy given that most of us are off on holidays, and you can use graphic novels and shorter books. But you don't have to do all 9. Maybe just do a row, do a diagonal row, do a cross row, do a down row. Try and include the buddy read, because that's really the main crux of the readathon. But you know, you do you, and just have a fun time. Use the prompts to pick some books, and we'll be here chatting to you in the comments, chatting to you on Twitter, maybe doing some Twitter sprints every now and again, and just really enjoying finding out what you're reading. Anyway, that is it from me. I look forward to hearing if any of you are going to buddy up and take part in this, and yeah, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.